Hey guys, Todd Bettenhausen here. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video, but I just couldn't resist because this race was something different and something really fun, and it's kind of exciting to watch. It was really exciting to run in. Last week iRacing.com did their 24-hour du Fun race, which is just odd car and track combinations that don't count toward your safety rating or your I rating. And they did the Spec Racer Ford and the Advanced Legend together at Talladega Superspeedway. And let me tell you, it was a blast. Racing doesn't have to be fast to be good. This was intense, it was close. I managed somehow to dodge the wrecks with a lot of luck and went from 22nd to 2nd in this race, and had a great time. I only got to do it once this past weekend, unfortunately, but it was a riot. The two cars were a fair fight. I think most of us ran the Legend car just because we liked the sound better. I know I did. Thing sounds like a pissed off bumblebee. Again, I've got my 3-screen Eyefinity rig here. We're running in 5760 by 1080. The center screen is connected via a DisplayPort cable. The outer two screens are connected via the usual HDMI. Actually, they're DVI. Trouble ahead. And there they go. I've pumped up some settings here. I'm running an E8500 processor at stock clocks. Going to be overclocking it soon to see how much more performance I can get out of this ATI Radeon HD 5850 video card. Although I'm sure this card could do a lot more if I do overclock that processor. I'm holding more trouble. Got lucky and dodged another one. I'm holding anywhere from right at 60 frames per second set up for VSync here, dipping down to about 40, perhaps 45. It would be quite playable in game. I do believe if I overclock this processor to somewhere close to 4 gigahertz that it'll hold 60 frames all the time. My replay settings here, I've got everything maxed out in the sim except no virtual mirror, no higher detail in mirrors. I believe everything else is maxed out except my AF is set in Catalyst Control Center and it's set to the minimum setting. I don't really see much difference. There you can see my frame counter for fraps. In the lower right corner I need to do some benchmarking before I overclock. Now you can see what great fun this is. Here's a Spec Racer, and here's another narrow miss for me. Whoa! I almost had a heart attack watching it. Took a lot of luck to make it to second in this race. And more luck as I dodged the big one by doing nothing at all. Okay, let's explore some more camera angles. Of course, we've been watching the driver's eye view, the in-cockpit view. Everything true size and true position in my cockpit setup. The camera is at my viewing distance of 20 inches to the center monitor. I've got 156 degree field of view. You can see that it's somewhat restricted at the top and bottom. Some cars you can't see all the gauges. These are 23-inch monitors. Of course, it's not the size of the monitor so much as the aspect ratio in the viewing distance. But these monitors, which are Dell P2310Hs, are an ideal compromise, and at around $200 a piece, there's just no better way to set up 3 screens for iRacing at the present time, cost-wise. Okay, let's monkey with some camera angles. This is great, especially like if you're in your league race and you get wrecked out or whatever. You can spot for your buddies, and you can see so much with 3 screens. You can really help your team out. So there's a quick look at how much you can actually take in. You can see all the way up the straightaway and all the way down the straightaway. Some really nice camera angles here. Here's the fire chase, and another close call for me. That car almost cut across my back. Certainly a day of being in the right place at the right time here. I could have even gone out right there if either one of us had flinched. I mean, you can see almost a quarter of a lap of this giant racetrack, and it just shows you how much you can do as a spotter with a 3-screen setup. Very, very helpful to your teammates. I've never particularly cared for this camera angle. It would be so much better if the camera actually tipped. And another close call. If the camera actually tipped to remain horizontal with the racetrack rather than with the horizon. And the Legend cars in a good draft can top 130 miles an hour here. About 128 by yourself. Now this is pretty cool. Not sure who this was, but I owe him a lot of thanks for helping me get to second, because we ran like this for much of the end of the race. I asked him to just kind of push me. You think iRacing doesn't sweat the details? Look under the car. Steering, suspension, all kinds of goodies under there. Very cool. And whoever this was, thanks. I'm sure you'll recognize yourself, hopefully. Chewed on me and did it right. Never put a wheel wrong. Never got me out of shape. It's a shame you weren't on the lead lap, because we could have done some damage together. Reminds me of when they used to put the cameras in the wheel wells of the Cup cars and watch the brake rotors burn up at Martinsville. Watch the shocks go up and down. Here's the dog cam, or the scare-along camera. If anybody were dumb enough to get in the race car with me, this is about what they'd be seeing. Not much to see here. Suspension cameras, pretty benign at a big racetrack with a Legends car. And now we're back in the cockpit, and one more thing to show, which is pretty cool. Even though you have 3 screens, look left and look right do still work. And if you can drive like that, you've got more talent than me, because if I did that for this long while I was actually driving, I would certainly wreck. Okay, well that's enough. I made it to second. I didn't wreck. Great fun was had by all. Getting ready to put one up of the Dallara IndyCar from Daytona earlier tonight, and that was fun too until I got in a wreck. But with some very good videos, so see you again soon. Again, Todd Bettenhausen, iRacing.com, Eyefinity setup, HD 5850 video card, and I'm filming this in 720p, 30 frames per second on a Kodak ZI-8 camcorder. Just playing a replay, sitting in the driving position of my cockpit, and videotaping the replay. So I've been asked, no, there's no way I could drive and do this at the same time. No way. See you next time, guys.